Dear friends, today I'm going to talk about a topic which is very close to my heart. I'm going to talk about mental health, depression, and anxiety. While some of you may say that because of COVID there's a sudden surge in mental health cases, I personally believe that they were in always abundance in our society. It is just that people do not come out in open and acknowledge it because we all label them as crazy. So they keep it inside, they suffer, and they cannot cope up with the world at large. I thought as a human being, it is our duty to appreciate that problem more, bring awareness, and at the same time help our family, friends, and people who are going through it in a better way. So, what I did was I went back and I did some studies. About 2 years back, I started reading. I read, for example, The Atlas of Depression. I read many books and articles. I also met psychiatrists to get their point of view, just to get an appreciation of that. And as I went through this whole process, I found certain semblance which I want to bring to your opinion. The first, it is always believed that mental health is a chemical imbalance in the mind. It is a scientific belief, although it is not proven, but that's what people largely think. And they believe anything which is chemically imbalanced in your mind should be treated by medicines. There are many antidepressants, and they have really done wonders. And also, they have come out a long way in the past couple of decades. But I personally believe that medicine should be the last resort, not the first one to go with. So I was not very comfortable. I was reading all of those articles, meeting people, reading books that the inclination is, hey, you have a chemical imbalance. You have to go and seek some help, and the help is in the form of medicine. So that was one thing that was not comfortable in my research that I did over the last 2 years. The second aspect which I've learned talking to the psychiatrist and also reading a lot of the papers and book is how the people who are treating this, people who are in depression, anxiety, is a very different phenomenon. They will ask you, okay, tell me about yourself, tell me about what has happened in your life. They will make the person talk about all the uncomfortable feeling they have in the past. There's a strong belief that when you talk it out, there are answers in what you have done in the past, and then based upon what the person is saying, they will create a biased opinion, and then they will tell you have to do ABC, and to come out of the depression. But when you have to do certain things and what you need to do and how it will remove the depression, no one answers. So they'll simply say, hey, for example, you cannot bring negative thought in your mind, so you have to always think positive. Well, it is easier said than done. You can tell a depressed person not to think negatively, but they are not saint that they can change their mind all of a sudden and go into a positive zone altogether. So that's the second thing that bothered me. It's like you're learning the history, you're trying to bias your opinion based upon certain things that has happened, and then you either blame it on chemical imbalance, give them medicine, or you tell them that you have to start thinking positive or do things which matters to you without giving a ways and mean to get into that whole motion. That's the second thing that was uncomfortable. The third is even the medicine part. There's so many side effects, and the awareness of that within a doctor's community is by far being saying perfect. And the reason is there's too many medicine, too many outcomes, and people react differently. And there's always biasness by every doctor in terms of what they want to prescribe as a medicine, what they strongly believe in. Also, we have seen, at least through my read and talking to the people I know, there's a cocktail of medicines happening. They will give different medications to you and they react differently. And in fact, there are other medication you may be taking, and how they react, that's part is a very scary from a side effect standpoint, which was also not very comfortable to me. So as I was doing all this research and going through all the material, I came across a book known as Feeling Good. It's written by David D. Burns, and this book has changed my mindset altogether. It talks about depression, anxiety from a totally different lens, never that I have read before. And what I thought is that while all of the people who are depressed or people who know who wants to help their near and dear ones who are depressed should definitely read this book. My intent is that in the next maybe few videos, maybe 7 or 10 videos, I want to culminate the core themes of the book, things that you should do, and then hopefully that will help you in either fighting depression if you're going through it and anxiety, or for that matter, if you have if you want to have one of a family friend or a family member to be treated and you want to be the person to take it forward, you can watch these videos and help them out. A strong disclaimer again, I'm neither a psychiatrist nor an MD nor a doctor. Again, pure views. So please, if you have severe cases, consult a doctor. Please take it with discretion, and also always, take the opinion of the people that surrounds you. And this is just a mere way of my helping, my learning, so that I could help some of my family friends who are going through it. So take it on the face value, and hopefully you will take judicious action based upon the other logical conclusion you'll draw talking to your doctor or psychiatrist or your friends accordingly. In this video, I just want to highlight few of the concepts, and then in the subsequent video, we'll deep dive into some of the aspects of what we need to do. The first and foremost thing is that let's understand what is depression and what is anxiety. Depression is when you dwell something from the past. Your days were good in the past, and you are depressed because they are not there now with you. So you are yearning for something which has happened in the past, or yearning for something that has never happened in the past, but you want to make it happen. So that's depression. You become sad, recalling those nostalgic moments. It could be, for example, a loss of a family member. It could be loss of a job. It could be good old days when you're in childhood, you're with your parents who are no longer with you now. So depression can come from occasions and situations from the past, or things that has either happened or you always wanted to happen but never happened, and you're ruining your today just thinking about it and continuously going through that cycle. Anxiety is just the opposite. Anxiety comes thinking about the future. You are thinking certain aspects in your life which is going to happen, which is going to change or alter the way your day is going to go, or your life is going to go, and you're very anxious about it. Believe it or not, anxiety is not about the large change. For example, you're changing home, you're moving places. That's a big change, and that may bring anxiety to a lot of normal people as well. Believe it or not, most of the time the anxiety comes from small actions. For example, dropping the kid to the school may make you anxious, or for example, there are friends coming over and you have to cook dinner, and that can make you anxious as well. So smaller things, and you just kind of bubble it out, and it becomes bigger for you as anxiety as well. So both are different things from from overall standpoint. The second aspect I want to tell you is that although there are severe cases of depression and severe cases of anxiety, most of the time they are moderate, but they bother you all the time. So the second point I want to highlight is depression and anxiety are normal. For some people it stays for a long period of time. Some it is bout of emotion that comes and goes. But understand that it doesn't mean that you're crazy. So never label yourself as, just because I have depression, I am different and I cannot be treatable. So bring that aspect to you as well as you're thinking about it. It's very common. For example, a normal person can also get depressed. For example, I personally believe I'm not in depression and anxiety, but there are times where I'm anxious. For example, a big meeting to go to, where I'm with my CEO, I'll be anxious about that meeting. Or I may at times, I miss my father. He died at a young age, and I miss my time with him. So it may bring some bout of depression in me as well. So that doesn't mean that I'm crazy, or that doesn't mean that I cannot be depressed because I'm a normal person. Depression and anxiety can happen to anyone. That's the third point I want to highlight. And the fourth and the very important point is depression and anxiety is treatable. What I promise you is that if you read this book as well as and you go through the videos, the last thing we'll do is dwell upon what happened in the past, dwell upon what's happening right now with you in your life. It's not about what's happening, but what can you do to come out of the mode that you're in a very practical and solvable way. So we will measure your depression quotient based upon certain simple mathematical calculation. We'll see where you are on your depression today, and then what you need to do from an overall standpoint to come out of it. And depression has various different forms and shape. There are various ways we get depressed as well. Sometimes we feel demeaned, sometimes we feel not valuable, and sometimes we feel that the world is coming to an end. So we will bring all those aspects together. Finally, again, I'm repeating myself that it is always good to consult a doctor. It is always good to have a person you can talk to who is knowledgeable. Do not take this video as a gospel of the only truth. There are times when people take medication, but I'm hoping that if you are finding your way out of depression, and if you want to fight it out, hopefully these videos will help you by greater immense. So thank you again for listening and look forward to having a dialogue and interaction with you as I create all these videos and post to my channel. Thank you once again. Take care now. Bye.